Okay, in this video tutorial I'm going to show you how to access a page and make changes using the Divi editor, which is part of this website. I'm already logged into the back end. You will use your login credentials that will be provided for you. But I'm going to go to a specific page, so I'll come over here to the left and use this menu here and go to All Pages. And scroll down to Franchisee Resources and click on Edit. And once this page loads, then I'll show you how to go in and basically, add new sections and do things of that nature. So once this loads, go up here to Build on the front end. That's going to make it more of a WYSIWYG kind of interface. So have more of a feel of what the actual page looks like as you edit it. So here's the MDCFS Media Center page. This is all I've got so far, but of course over a period of time we're going to use this resource page to load more assets for franchisees to be able to access and download and use within their social media and things like that. In this page, as you're editing, you'll notice that when you mouse over certain sections, including this right here, all sections will highlight, and if you click on it once, these toolbars come up. This toolbar right here, this particular color and everything, is the row toolbar. So this represents a row. This represents a module. And so you always have modules inside of a row, and that row can have columns as well. So this is a one column row, but if I went up here and I clicked on this, and that's another thing, if you mouse over any of these, it'll give you a hint as to what that deals with. So if I wanted to make this a two column layout, simply click here and go to two columns. You can have two columns that are equal. You could have it in 1/3 and 2/3 and things like that. So you would just go through here and select the layout that you want. So if I clicked here, you would notice that it now has a plus sign here where I can add a module to this column. But I'm going to go back and change that because it's one column, and I'm going to leave it that way for right now. We may decide later to do something different. So that kind of gets you around there. Now if I wanted to make changes to this Facebook section, I would come over here and click on the gear for module settings. This is a text module, and inside this text module, you can make this a little bigger. You'll notice that it gives you all of the toolbar options that you have with your regular WordPress interface. So it's going to be a familiar environment here. All of your basic toolbars where you can change the heading tags and paragraph tags, and if you want to bold, italicized, to bullet list, so on and so forth. If you are adding to any page within WordPress and you've created the original document in a text editor like Word or something like that, before you actually paste it into this section here, you'll want to go up to the clipboard here that says Paste as Text. And what that does is it takes out any of the formatting that was had originated from where you started. So if it was Word, that will remove all of the Word formatting, which we want. We don't want the Word formatting because it adds bloat to the code and everything else. So you will click on that first, and then once you click on that, then you can go down to wherever it is on the page you want to paste something, and then paste it in right there. So that's how that's done. And then all of this should be self-explanatory if you're familiar with Word, and if you're not, there's a plethora of tutorials on YouTube for WordPress and for Divi and for all of this in general. I'm just showing you specifics here that things that we need to know in order to make this work. So all of this is self-explanatory. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Now, we want to add more sections to this because we're going to have more than just the Facebook cover photos, of course. And I've been talking with Georgia about having sections for FAQs, a section for the vehicle vinyl wrap file in vector format, which needs attention. That the colors aren't matching what we use on the website, and so that needs to be fixed. And the artwork that I have is missing the 800 number, the 844 number, or whatever that goes into the main switchboard or whatever. So if we wanted to add another section below this that's similar to this, click on it once, and then right here is add a new module, which we don't want to do. And I'm not sure we want to add a new section, but if we had something totally different that we wanted to run with, we could add new section right here. I think what I want to do is add a new row. So I come down here and add a new row. It allows me to visually select the layout that I want. In this case, just for the sake of this tutorial, which I will back out of before I save all of this final, I want to come down here and click on this, and it gives you the insert module dialog box here, and it's always going to select, if you have multiple columns, it's always going to select column 1 first, and then you'll be able to go over and go to the plus sign over on the second column or third or whatever it is that you're using. So in this case, I want to add an image here because I'm going to add the vehicle wrap file, and I'll come over here to the gear, which takes me to the media library, and I'll come in here and click on upload files, and I want to find an image that we're using for this particular project, and I think it might be under assets. Yes. Okay, so we have a PDF file, which is a vector, but we also have the AI file as well. But I'm going to click on this just for the sake of the tutorial, and I'm going to click on open. And once this file loads, I always want to wait until it's successfully uploaded, and then the title is part of the file name there. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to leave all of this the same. It's a media file, and I want to leave it at the full size. And then I'm going to come down here to the lower right hand corner and click on upload an image, and that uploads that. Now in retrospect, I might go in here and decide to pick a different image, something that's more representative of what that image is used for. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to find a photo of the vehicles that are wrapped, and I'd rather have one where it's just one vehicle, like let's use this one here. Click on upload an image, and then click on this check mark here, this save changes, and then over here I will go in here and add a new module, and I'm going to make that text, and then in the text I'm going to put download vector PDF of final wrap. Okay, and that is going to be bold, and I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to come down here to the bottom in the lower right hand corner. You'll see these three dots. Click on that, and then come back over here to the left and click on save. And we're going to save this, and then I'm going to jump back over to the media library. So I'll go to dashboard, and I come down here to the media library. I want to add new, and I want to add that PDF right here. Click on open. It's going to take a little bit to upload that image. Okay, and then I'm going to come over here to the right where it says copy URL to clipboard. And once that's done, then I can go back to my pages, go to all pages, and I'm going to go down here to the franchisee resources page again. Click on edit. Let this load. And then come up here and build on the front end. Alright, so I'm going to come down here to this section right here, and I'm going to hover over this and click on it once. Get my toolbar, and I'm going to go over here to the gear, and I'm going to highlight this, and because I went to the media library and copied the URL to the PDF that represents this vector, all I have to do now is go in here to insert and edit link, and then paste that artwork URL from the media library right here into URL, and then click on I always like doing that when it's a download, just new window, because different browsers perform differently on tasks like that. So go in here and click on OK. Click on this checkbox here, and then now you have this section here. Of course, we don't have a header, so now what we want to do before we do anything else is go down these three dots and then go over here to the left and click on save. And we want to give this section a title. So I'm going to go back up to this section, click on that, and I'm going to add a new row. And it's going to be full width, just one column. And I'm going to type in TEXT, and of course before you even finish it, it gives you that. And I'm going to put in here vehicle, vinyl wrap, vector, download. If I can type. Alright. And I want this to be an H2, or actually an H3, because the hierarchy of the page and how I've got the others above it set up, I'm just going to make that a vector download H3 tag. So now we've got this, kind of gives them an idea of what this is, tells them what it is, and then there's this download. But you know what might be also helpful is for this to be a button instead of just a text link. So before I do anything, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hit save again in the lower left hand corner, and I'll show you how to add a button here instead. Okay, so we go in here and click on that, and I want to get a hold of this URL again. It's probably still on my clipboard, but I'm going to go ahead and copy it from here. Okay, now I'm going to leave this here for the sake of the tutorial as I add to this. So I'm going to add another module here. This one's going to be a button. So I click on that, and I'm going to say download here. Oh. And then the link will be what I copied to my clipboard. And I'm going to go ahead and make this in a new tab, and then I'm going to click on this check mark here to save changes. And then I'm going to go back up here and I'm just going to delete that. And then I'm going to come back down here to the lower left and hit save. Okay, so that's basically all there is to it. It's very intuitive. It's drag and drop. If for instance, if you wanted to move the download button over here and this image over here, with this toolbar here highlighted, you click on this, which is Move Module. I can click on that there, and then on this one I can click and grab that same handle and move it over there. But you gotta be, it's tricky, so you gotta there we go. So I am not going to save this, and in fact I'm going to delete all of this out. So I'll leave the page formatting up to you. Make it look pretty. I think I've covered everything that you'll need to know with regards to getting into the page and the columns and the different features. Like I said, there's tons of tutorials on YouTube. If you go there, make sure you maybe search for 2021 or 2022, so you get something that's more recent, because some of this stuff's been around for a while, especially at Divi. It's been around for a number of years now, and it's kind of running neck and neck with one of the other popular plugins for WordPress. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and delete this, and what I'll do is I'll come in here and just delete this whole section there, and I'm going to click on that and delete that as well, and then I'm going to come back down here and hit save as if this never happened. And if you have any questions, please let me know and we'll go from there. Thanks.